In this session, I'm going to teach about the exception handling mechanisms in Python. So what is an exception? An exception is encountered error due to some exceptional condition when you are executing your program. So this is called as an exception. If an exception is not handled properly in your code, then your program terminates with a traceback error message. You should handle all those error message properly through your code with the help of these exception handling mechanisms. The exception handling could be done in two ways: built-in exception, user-defined exception. Built-in exception is the one which exists in your Python exception handling mechanisms, and user-defined exception is the exception handling mechanism which is going to be created by a user. So in built-in exception, you can handle a single exception using try-catch block, or you can handle more than one exception in same block, or even a multiple exceptions. So let us see all these things using some example code. And now let me share you the screen where I have given some programs. This is the spider environment, and here I have typed some code. Before that, I should say about what is trace back. So for a small example, if you are having a number and dividing that number by 0, surely you will have division by 0 error. And when I have pressed enter, it says a trace back has been occurred due to the code which gives the exception as 0 division error. So in your program, you have to handle this statement as an exception statement and try to catch the exception and print it in an user-friendly manner, not terminating the program through traceback. So I have written a small program. I have got the first number as input and placed it in a variable X. The second number I have got it and placed it in variable Y. Since the input function will get the input as a string object, I have converted into integer data type, and I have put the statement x divided by y inside the try block. So using this try and this except statement, this helps us to handle your exceptions. So you have to place the code which may occur error inside the try block, inside this try block, and what kind of error it may occur. If you are knowing, you have to put it inside except block. So if you are dividing x by y and if your denominator is 0, then you may get the error called 0 division error. So I have written a program. If I execute this program, it will ask for the first number. If I am giving some numbers and if I am giving the second number as 0, then it gives the message which has been inside your except block. You cannot divide a number by 0. This is given inside the except block, and this will be executed when there is some exceptional conditions when you divide x by y. Okay, by this way you can handle your exception handling mechanisms, exception codes. Okay, what happens if, again I will run the same code. I am running the same code. I am giving the first number. If suppose I give the second number as an alphabet, what happens? It is not a division by 0, but still now x divided by y has some exceptional condition that you cannot divide a number and a string. So it gives again an error called value error. It again gives an error called value error since you have given a. It is not supported for your slash operator. Again, you have to handle this kind of error also. So I have written another program where I handle the value error. So if I am running now this program, CLS, if I am running now this program, here I can give the first number as 10, second number some alphabet. It is giving us invalid input. How does it predicts that it is an invalid input? Because I have put the invalid input error message inside my value error except block. So for a particular try, you can have more than one except statements where you can handle more than one error conditions. The first one I have shown you is the zero division error. Now I have shown you the value error. So if suppose you want to put both these errors inside one except block, how can you do it? You are going to handle the exception in a single block. See here, I have given both the errors or exception inside a single block. But what will happen here is you cannot give the user the judgment that whether 0 divided by 0 error occurs or the value exception has occurred. So you should be specific while you are giving the error information. So I have used the basic error object E. So you are going to get the error information from these things and put it in an object called E, and I have used this object to print my error functions. So when I execute this code, it again asks for the first number if I'm giving 10. For the second number, if I'm giving some variable, it says something went wrong. And next it is giving the exception is, what is the exception? You are having a value P instead of your second number. So you can also do the same thing using one except block, but it is wise to put the exception inside an object E. Okay, how will you handle multiple errors? I have again shown the same exception, but if suppose you may think that there may be some error occurring during some statement execution, but you may not be aware of what is the type of built-in exception that is going to occur, then you can put it inside a normal without giving any specific exception name. You can give as exception. This is the super class for all exceptions. So automatically if an error occurs, what kind of exception has been occurred could be caught using these statements. So again, let me clear this console. I would run this code. It will ask for the numbers. And if I'm giving the correct value, it will give the answers. If suppose we want to handle the error information, so I am running with some wrong input 158. If I am dividing this 158 by t, it again says what is this errors. I have given all those things within the same division statement itself. You can try with different kinds of these things. You can have an index error. You can have file not found error, name error. If you are having some variable and you have not declared or you have not initialized some value to that variable, then name error can occur. So all those things could be done. The last final one is how you are going to have an user defined exceptions. Let me see this exception. Okay, how you are going to create an user defined exception. For creating an user defined exception, first you have to inherit your own exception from the custom exception class. So first you have to write a class called custom exception, which is going to extend from the exception, and you have to give just pass. So this is the base class for all exceptions. Next, you have to write an exception code which is deriving this custom exception so that this could be handled the same way as your built-in exception occurs. So I have given you the mark. I'm going to get the input mark and I'm going to check whether the mark is negative or it goes above 100. If these things occurs, I am going to raise the exception. When you are using the user defined exception, you have to use the keyword raise to raise the exception depending upon what condition you are going to manipulate. Here I am going to manipulate the condition as given mark should be, if it is less than 0, you have to raise the exception. If it is greater than 100, you have to raise the exception. Else you are just giving the message that you entered the valid mark. Here I have given raise. Near the raise statement, I have given a statement which is called as a exception class. So negative error is a class where it inherits from the custom exception class. So class negative error, it is inheriting from the custom exception. So custom exception, it is raised when the raise statement occurs. So inside the try block, I have got the mark as an input. Surely it should also be an integer. So I have put an int of, since the input function is going to get the string variable. I'm checking whether my mark is less than 0. Yes, if it is less than 0, then what should I do? I have to raise an exception. So what kind of exception I have to raise? Negative error exception. So what is negative error? So I have to define a class and I have to put it inside except block the same statement negative error, and I have to give the user defined error information. Here is the error information. I have given that the entered mark is negative. If suppose your mark is greater than 100, then you have to raise the greater error. And what is the greater error message? The entered mark is greater than 100. So in this way, you are using the try except statement with the user defined exception, and you are going to raise this exception with the keyword raise, and you have to supply the exception name. This exception, surely it has to be inherited from the base exception class. So let me now execute this program. If I run this program, it will ask for any one of the mark. If I'm giving the mark above 100, it will say the entered mark cannot be greater than 100. If I'm giving the mark below 0, then it says the entered mark is negative. So this program will run only when I give the correct marks. You entered a valid mark. So in this way, you can easily handle your own exceptions using the raise, try, except statements. Thank you.